And I really felt like, we need, for lack of a better word, a daily show equivalent for Malaysia lah.
Yes.
In fact, I went as far as at that point I knew Kavin and I knew some people in Malaysia. I tried to set up a meeting. I was like, please do something. It didn't happen.
Yes.
And I think a few of you guys are kind of doing like live streams or online shows, right? But is that a direction that you might go? Because you seem to have a lot of commentary on current affairs, right?
Yeah. So the thing is, when you do commentary on current affairs, especially Malaysian current affairs / politics, you will never run out of material. It is just so interesting and funny. Yes, that's something that I really want to do because Stephen Colbert and Jon Stewart, John Oliver, they are my heroes. Yeah. How they dissect news, disseminate information, and still be funny is a really tough thing to do. And I look up to them. I've actually attended the live taping of Jon Stewart and Stephen Colbert at their old shows before Jon Stewart left the Daily Show, before Stephen Colbert left for the Late Show when he was doing the Colbert Report.
Yeah.
So you see, the thing is, right after the change of government, 2018, the first change of government, there were some efforts. There were some efforts to do, our own version of the Trevor Noah show, or And the thing is, a lot of people don't understand. Even those in production, those in the industry, they don't understand that you need a lot of behind the scenes work to make the show possible.
You mean like writers?
Yeah. Even like I give you an example of. So I watched twice Stephen Colbert talking about a day in his life.
Okay.
2 different interviews, but the same question, and he answered the same way. Stephen Colbert starts his day 8:00. He wakes up. First thing he does, he reads the Drudge Report, the Daily Beast, or whatever, whatever BuzzFeed, to see what is the pulse of the nation in the morning. What may be trending. Okay. Right. Then by 9:00, his writers would have written something. Goes to the office at 10, does some legal stuff, whatever. Head writer already soliciting jokes from all his writers and see if they can fit into the daily schedule. By 12 p.m, he's already meeting the writers and see what's trending, what can be done. Then they have some semblance of a script sent to legal team, the research team, whatever. Then does all this by 5:00. They have a rehearsal. They rehearse everything, and then after that they have a post-mortem of the rehearsal.
Okay.
What didn't work? What? And that he said that is the hardest part of the day because people are fighting for their jokes. The team is fighting.
What gets out?
What gets in, what gets out. Then he said that is the hardest part of the day. Then 6 or 7 starts tape. They go to tape.
Okay.
The taping process, the actual taping, at least for the Colbert Report, half an hour only.
Oh really?
Yeah, half an hour only. Like just a half hour, 40 minutes taping with live audience.
Okay.
After that, they have another post-mortem. Like now, we know what works, what didn't work.
Based on audience,
and then what's the game plan for tomorrow.
Okay.
Then he goes back home. He ends his day at 11.
Wow.
So and it's every day. And so that is itself tells you how much work needs to be done to do one episode. Okay, that's one. Oh, and they also have to sync the graphics, the animation, whatever, to be ready within the day. Now the second thing is, the whole taping process is also a marvel because I went into the live taping. So you have to scan your bags, no weapons. You go in, immediately there's a guy that will say, "Hey, thank you so much for coming. We're gonna have a great show today. Later, we need all your energy, all your support because the mics, we have mics in the studio. What you give us is what you get. We don't add in audio. Okay? So so now we enter the studio.
Okay.
Enter the studio. Hi, my name is blah, blah, blah. I'm the stage manager. When I wave my hands, I want you to go cheer, go crazy, go wild. Once again, they reiterate that we don't add audio. What you give is what you get.
Yeah.
What you give is what we get, right? Yeah. So please go crazy, whatever. After the stage manager comes a stand-up comedian to warm up the crowd. Okay. Do crowd work, talk to them. Hey, how are you doing? Where are you from? Make fun of them. Make laugh.
And all this doesn't make it on tape, right?
They just get the crowd. Okay, so later, after the stand-up comedian has finished, who, by the way, when I saw him was Eddie Mercurio.
Okay.
He's an Emmy Award nominated or winning writer for the Jay Leno show.
Okay.
Obviously. So he then introduces Stephen Colbert.
Okay.
So now Stephen Colbert comes on, talks to the crowd. Any questions? Crowd asking questions, he answers. Question, answer. Maybe half an hour, 20 minutes of this. Okay, let's go to tape. So he sits on his desk, then the stage manager waves the hand and everyone go crazy and wild. Then they start the show. Then they tape. So, and this is the same process for Daily Show, same process for Stephen Colbert Report. So imagine the entire experience was 2 hours. The taping was half an hour.
Wow.
So 1.5 hours was spent to prep the audience. And this is the audience prep, not Stephen Colbert's prep. The audience prep to be up and running and roaring so that we give all the energy. That is what needs to be done for a show like that. Now, the problem is, the pitfall is, a lot of producers in Malaysia, they see what's on screen and they go, oh, like it's one flare, table, script, camera, can jalan. No.
You write your own jokes lah. Why you need a writer for?
You don't need. Who is the writing team? You are the writing team. Cannot. You need an army. An army of writers to make every joke nice and land properly. So it's very labor intensive. So that's why when I did my the all day show with no budget with Jason Leong, I wrote everything. I recorded myself, edit everything. So writing and editing takes about writing and recording takes about maybe 2 hours. The editing takes 4 to 5 hours. Editing. It's and the download, search for the graphics. Yeah. It's labor intensive. One whole day is gone for one episode. That's why I can't do every day. That's why
you can't do anything else while you're editing.
Weekly.
And then you can't be writing if you know.
Yeah, it's a weekly thing.
No, so, I mean like all the shows that you mentioned, right? Like I'm a fan, so even like watching Conan and all that. So because I'm a fan, I tend to kind of follow all their behind the scenes, all that. And then you realize, like, there's a huge supporting team. You imagine it's just a few people in a room, right? But it's a massive team. And and you realize that, holy shit, if you're gonna do that in Malaysia, that's gonna cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
But I would imagine that, these shows are so popular. I would imagine we would have tried to do something like that.
Yeah, there were some attempts. I think there was one attempt by this company called Maxman TV. I think they have stopped. And again, it's because not enough resources were put into
I didn't realize they did
show.
Like a daily show-ish.
They tried.
I know they were doing a lot of prank videos.
No, they also tried to do this, which didn't work.
And Harit had a show a few years back on Astro.
This was on Astro, called, obviously Harit Skandar. Yeah. That was, I think, after one season they stopped.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, so the problem with that Astro Awani thing is, it's hard to be a news-driven comedy show when there are things you can't talk about.
Yeah, and it's like a lot of fluffing the politician.
Yeah, you can't. So you can't do that. Like one of the appeals of shows like all the talk shows that we talk about is that they are allowed to say whatever they want.
Right.
So if your show, you need to have that creative freedom lah.
Now that you have a Netflix special, is it easier to get local production houses or companies to fund your next project, whatever that project is? I mean, does it become easier? I mean, it's just been a month, but
fund.
I mean, in the sense, if just say you want to, do a show, a daily show, where now
I see what you mean.
No budget. Now you want to do a proper one. Yeah, a proper one. Yeah.
Have to discuss and negotiate like like you sponsor me a set and I give you money, or I mention that you're part of the team, something like that lah. I'm sure it can be worked out lah.
But in the sense, right, that just say in the US it's like Comedy Central and all these people who are kind of paying for the shows and all this, right? Who would be the Malaysian equivalent, if not Astro Media Prima, right? Who is there a Malaysian equivalent who can put together something?
I hope so. Whoever's listening, any billionaires on your listener list want to sponsor my show?
I can try and personally message a few millionaires. Maybe they might know some billionaires.
Or you want to sponsor my show? No problem. I hope so. The thing is, I don't know what's the ROI for this billionaire, philanthropist. I don't know what I can give. Maybe we can work something out for sure. But definitely, if whatever funding I get, a big portion will be going into getting a proper writing team. I don't even know if we have enough good writers, but I know a few. I don't know if that's enough to make a good show, but it's definitely worth a try.
What would it take to put together a pilot? What would it take?
Pilot?
To, maybe a couple of episodes to...
Well, I already have the all-day show with no budget, so I can... it's not that
that's hard. Okay.
It's not that hard to... The all-day show, no budget is not that hard to do, but if you want to do proper nice one... If you watch the Last Week Tonight by John Oliver, the set is very simple. Super simple set. What is difficult is the writing and the graphics that come along, and that's it.
But those guys like deep dive research once a week. But their show is like once a week, right? As opposed to
the rest of the time. They take one subject, deep dive with it for 20 minutes.